So welcome to today's workshop, and we are going to talk about how to use storytelling in building your brand. So we are happy to have us with us, and you have Dixie and Katrine here, and we are Easy Marketing. We are a digital marketing firm, and we do websites. We work with uh, design. We work with logos. We work, of course, with email marketing. Yeah, and here is our contact information, and everyone that stays to the end, we put you in a hat with a drawing, and the winner will get a free 20-minute consultation on whatever subject regarding to marketing you want. So it's just to set up a time and give us a call. So this is actually the last workshop in a series of 5. Where we have covered other subjects, and you can see them right here. And if you missed any, you can just go to our YouTube channel, Easy Marketing, and you can find the previous workshops here. But today it's all about storytelling.
Thank you, Katrine. So today we're really excited to talk to you about building your brand, the importance of storytelling, and how it can give you a competitive edge. In 2020, small businesses and organizations were forced to move their marketing and operations online, joining a vast digital marketplace. With that shift came opportunities like the expansion of the customer base and new ways to sell goods and services, but it also came with hefty competition. And these trends have continued in 2021, and customers, donors, and stakeholders have virtually infinite options. So, how does a small organization compete with retail giants like Amazon and Walmart? You can capitalize on people's desire to shop and spend locally by leaning into your own story in your branding. When we talk about brand, we simply mean your reputation and identity, the impression that your business gives to others through your online communications, as well as your in person interactions. And to illustrate these points, we're going to be sharing a case study of one of our real life clients, Paul, a realtor in Southwest Florida. Mhm. When the pandemic reached the US, many industries were hit hard, including real estate. Home sales came to a screeching halt, as you can imagine, as nervous sellers watched and waited. Rather than letting his business fold, Paul pivoted to an online strategy utilizing virtual tours and contact free transactions. But he also took that time to take a hard look at his branding, which is how we came to meet Paul. Like many good small businesses, Paul was doing all the things. He had a functional website, he had a customer newsletter, a blog, a Facebook page, and they were all acceptable and professional, but each platform felt disjointed and lacked personality and a cohesive story. Paul enjoyed a strong brand reputation in the Southwest Florida community based on his in person customer interactions. But when the pandemic shifted the way we do business, he made it a priority to bring his brand to life online. He contacted us, and together we helped refine his brand, including the look and message, connect that brand consistently across all the marketing and communications channels, and communicated his unique brand story to his customers. The first step in defining your brand story is to define it. So the brand is who you are. It's the people behind the business and their values, the purpose of your business or the problem that you're trying to solve for your customers, and also your relationship with your customers and how you interact with them. We help Paul define and document these by developing a branding board, just a small section of which you see here. It includes your organization's unique look, such as logo, color palette, fonts, but also things like brand descriptors. Do you want to be known as knowledgeable or friendly or trendy? What about taglines? You should all have those. Paul's is your Florida real estate expert. This would include hashtags that you've carefully researched and want to use, and also your marketing goals. You want to have a clearly defined target audience. Mm-mm. After we help Paul clearly define his brand identity, we begin helping him refine his online presence and make it consistently branded across all the channels. We renamed his email newsletter, which was Living Well and sounded kind of like a health brand, to Homefront, and created a new logo and an entirely new template and constant contact based on that color scheme and fonts on the branding board. We also revamped his blog from a generic real estate news repository to something that speaks directly to the local real estate market in which his customers are interested. We took a similar approach in refining the brand story across all the social media channels. And this is something you're going to want to look at. If you think about popular or successful Instagram accounts, you'll notice a carefully curated look. All the images typically have the same filter. And you'll see here that we've done something similar. We've used a consistent color scheme and fonts and a circular motif, all identified on the branding board, as well as specific hashtags and language that Paul has chosen to represent who he is as a professional and what the value that he brings to his customers. His original newsletter and blog and social media that we saw before, frankly, could have belonged to any realtor, and we're not likely to distinguish him in that vast sea of competition. By having consistency, people can more easily recognize, remember, and identify with your brand. And of course, the heart of branding is sharing your unique story, which means making it personal. If you're only showcasing your products and services, you might as well be Amazon. And most businesses cannot compete on that level. People want to hear your story. So share with them why you founded the business, or consider posting an update about how it's going or how friends and family are helping to pitch in. These stories help motivate people to become customers. And for your existing customers, they can motivate a repeat purchase. Or even better, they might share your content with their networks, exposing you to a whole new batch of potential customers. Paul, for example, is a veteran and he's proud to help other veterans meet their changing housing needs. That's part of his story that deserves to be told. But also when he makes the little feline friends in an open house, that's a relatable story that customers enjoy. And of course, never underestimate the appeals of brides, babies, and puppies. Those are always winners. So to summarize, your brand is your identity, and you want it to be clear, identifiable, and personal. So set aside some time this month to define your brand identity and document it, and then commit to using it as a reference every time you're crafting a marketing or communications material. I encourage you to kind of take stock in your current situation. Make sure that all your digital marketing reflects your brand identity. Think about if you maybe need to make some updates to your website. Has it been a while and it's time for a new logo? Those are things you want to consider. Finally, make sure that your brand lives not only in your marketing, but in the customer experience. If you are portraying your business as knowledgeable and friendly, for example, that's how the customer service experience should be in person. Otherwise, you appear inauthentic or unreliable, which could hurt your brand and your sales. Remember, it's important to identify as a small business in all your branding. Don't be afraid to pull back the curtain and show people the real people behind your business. Katrine?
Yes. So, and here at Ease Marketing, you actually see it right on the screen, and you can see it behind us. We pull the green color out of our logo, and that is kind of a little bit our brand. So usually when I walk around, I'm not going to go and get my computer bag. I see it over there, but everything. This is my card holder for my business card. So when I pull this out and give people a card, it is all in this green thing. And if you see, I always wear something green when I'm doing any kind of presentation. So it can be a tiny little thing like that. And so as Dixie talked about, just sit down, take a deep breath, take a look at what you have and what is it that you like in what you have, and just use and curate all of that. When it comes to branding, it is a little bit tricky to get started. So if you like to some help, we do offer a special for this. I will help go over and take a look at what you have. I will make a, we're going to have a maybe a half an hour consultation, and then we will create a branding board, just like you saw that one we did for Paul Andrews. I will put that together for you. So if that is something that you're interested in, we do have this special this week. And next slide. Yeah, so we have a whole bunch of people today. So if you, when you get the follow-up email of today's presentation that includes the slides and the link to the YouTube recording of this, we are going to also in there, you're going to see a live, or not a live, but a recorded drawing of the person that's going to win the 20-minute consultation today.
Do we have any questions?
Yes. Do we have any questions? I don't see any right now, but we will give it a little bit of time because I have a couple of more slides to actually show you, so you have time to ask your question before we close. And we are actually really early today. So after this series of 5, where we looked at where the trends are for 2021, we are starting a new webinar series, and it is simple recipe for social media success. So we're going to take a look and see how that works. And we have right now we have 6 different workshops set up. The first one is to how to choose your right social network for your business. So we're going to go over some of that. We are going to show how you can set up a 15-minute social media plan. That's how you plan out your week and your social media. And you have the rest of them here. So all of them are going, you can see them independently, or you can see them as a series, and we are going to keep them on YouTube. Yeah, and I do have someone here that said that he missed a couple of meetings, and they are all on our YouTube channel, and in the follow-up email you are going to be able to see those. So the next next meeting is going to be, or next meeting, the next webinar is going to be on July
7th.
7th, yes.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So I don't see any questions, but I see a lot of thank yous. So we are so happy you were with us today, and have a wonderful week, and take a look at your branding and your storytelling.
Great. Look for that email, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.